playing anti-Night March decks and not really Night March. We have seen a lot of Night March and Night March Vespiquen. A lot of people have net decked Nick Robinson's Nationals winning list. I played against one. I was sitting next to other people playing Vespiquen Night March. Seems pretty popular here. I played Greninja today. I think Greninja really benefit. So we were talking about the different structure a little bit. I think Greninja benefits a lot from only playing best of one, as it has plenty of time to finish the one game. Yeah, you're gonna not draw good in 1 or 2 rounds, but hopefully you can just take those losses and go. All right, so we're gonna start here. Going first is Jacob. He starts Absol. That is probably the worst thing you can start with if you're a Trevenant deck.
Oh, but hits with the early red cards.
Does have the turn 1 red card.
Isaiah could be in trouble depending on what his draws are.
So this is a kind of a toxic matchup. Going first is such a huge advantage. Both of these decks seek to get a turn 1 item lock on the opponent. So we see Jacob, but it looks like he actually, I'm pretty sure he can't get it. He can't get the, yeah, he even just passes. He attaches the Phantom and passes. We'll see what Isaiah can do. All it looks like he has for draws at Trainer's Mail. Oh, he has an Unknown as well, but he has 2 double colorless energy. So Isaiah is gonna, he draws a Sycamore, but he's gonna have to Sycamore away DCE, which is never that fun. So Isaiah is gonna look to go through his deck as fast as possible, trying to get a turn 1 Vileplume. And ideally as well, I guess, a turn 1 Vespiquen attacking. So we'll see how he can do. The real skill in this deck is playing the turn 1 right sequence of cards. You notice how he used Unknown first before he used Trainer's Mail. I think that makes a lot of sense. You get to see essentially an extra card. Unknown lets you draw 1 card. Trainer's Mail.
And another DCE came up off the Acro Bike. That is really rough, because those will never be able to come back. I do not believe he plays puzzles. I can't imagine that he
does
would.
have Bunnelby, though.
That's true.
Yeah. But Isaiah's going to be forced to Ultra Ball away. Probably, oh, he's going to keep the DC. Interesting.
Okay, yep, going to go the Shaman route.
So he's opting to Ultra Ball for Shaman instead.
That's probably safer at this point.
Yeah, perhaps.
Because he could draw into like an AZ or something and just continue to draw off the top. So he doesn't really have to discard another like important resource.
This is where actually playing Vespiquen Vileplume is very interesting, because you have to make all these like resource decisions because you don't play as much recovery as other decks do. But you still want
a really good draw if you grab the Forest there.
Yeah, that's sort of like the really tough part about this deck. You can't really go off unless you draw the Forest.
Yeah.
So we'll see. No Latios in this deck, just straight Vespiquen Vileplume.
Okay, so you see Isaiah get rid of, can imagine some useless Vileplume materials from his deck through the compressor. You really only need the 1, and he's got Oddish Gloom in his hand.
Yep. Looking through Isaiah's deck, I did not see the Bunnelby. So it could be the case that, I mean, he has to play it, right? Like, he has to play Bunnelby, so maybe it's prized, which could be an issue if Jacob has some type of energy removal cards.
Which I'm sure he does. I would have to expect, if not balloons, there's got to be at least some hammers or Neurosics.
Maybe Team Flare Grunt.
Yeah.
Even. He's playing the heavy removal. So we could see a scenario where Jacob just runs Isaiah out of energy. Isaiah has the Bunnelby prized, and he just can't do anything. And perhaps Jacob just decks him out. Isaiah can Shaman loop, trying around that. To get around that, but
it only lasts so long, though.
Right.
You can really only loop.
Oh my goodness!
No.
The 4th double colorless energy shows up. Okay, so Brandon says Bunnelby is in the deck. Okay. So that's big. Ah, that's so bad for Isaiah. That's so unlucky. Seeing all 4 DC in the first, what, like not even 20 cards, maybe. Whew. I don't know what he does here.
So
he's going to discard it.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to have to pass or play the Oddish and pass. Yep. Interesting. So both these players having really, really awkward starts. I can't see what's in Jacob's hand, but if he has an energy, he could at least retreat and ascension and item lock Isaiah. I do see, see an AZ. Okay.
That's something.
That'll do it. That'll item lock him as well. And he's definitely just going to hold that Absol now. Oh, super weird. Okay, so Isaiah really... Okay, he has the Vesper Queen, so he can retreat, maybe Sky Return. He definitely doesn't have enough Pokemon in the discard pile to one-shot with Be Revenge.
Definitely not.
But he'll be able to survive at least a couple turns with Sky Return. And Jacob, it's going to put enough pressure on Jacob that Jacob is going to need to find another basic Pokemon.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine like Isaiah rips the Sycamore off the top here.
Yeah, yeah.
And he could be in great shape. Nope.
Okay. Draws Floatstone. That's useless now. I think he evolves a Vespa Queen and Sky Returns. Like that, I think that's the play.
Yeah, he's got the Gloom too, I guess. Might as well.
Let's see. Looks like Be Revenge is doing 60 damage. He could just go for the Be Revenge and try and steal the 2-hit knockout. That's what Isaiah's thinking about right now.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's just doing Be Revenge. Oh, for 70. Okay. So if he has the Trevenant Break, that's not a knockout. Right. Because then you still have to do 90 more damage. Do you see Crushing Him? This is really big.
Yep.
Ooh. So Isaiah is left with one double colorless energy. One.
And it's in hand.
It is in hand. So I think now, unless you have the win. Okay, he has the Bunnelby.
Wow, that was a
Oh
great
my
time.
goodness. This is so funny. So Isaiah has some options now. He could Bunnelby back 2 DC in or just Sky Return. I think you probably Sky Return because if Jacob doesn't have a basic again, then you win.
Yes.
Then you win with Be Revenge.
Absolutely.
And you have the Bunnelby, you have the DCE in hand if you do need to Bunnelby. If Jacob does get a basic this turn, then I think you do probably go back to Bunnelby and
I think you
shuffle some
promote the...
things in.
Okay.
So Jacob could get a Tree Slam knockout here. Oh, right, he has the Absol. Okay. Yep. This seems like a good play by Jacob, keeping him in the game.
Yeah, there's 2 energy on the Trev.
2 energy on the Trev. So right now he can Silent Fear with that Absol play for the knockout. He would have been able to get it either way, regardless if Isaiah put up Gloom or not. So we'll see Silent Fear. Now Isaiah's kind of in a weird position because he's going to get Silent Feared 2 more times. He's good. I don't know if you play the Kombi here.
With an energy and you just straight up lose. You gotta put, okay, you gotta put something down.
Gotta put something down.
Okay, so he has Vileplume.
Does he play the Vileplume though? Because
Force him, nah.
Because then it just stays up forever and
you could just spread and then he loses. I don't think that's the move. He doesn't have AZ in hand, right? Just the Lysander?
Right, right.
Oh, no.
There goes that 4th DCE. So we're gonna see Silent Fear twice to knock out the Gloom and the Kombi and the Bunnelby. Once that Bunnelby goes down, Isaiah's stuck with 1 double colors for the rest of the game. He needs to draw AZ off the top. I'm pretty sure that's really big if he gets that.
Oh, he has a Shaman, so that's something.
For
wow.
draw for turn. So he has an unknown. He can play that down. It looks like he drew. Oh, he did draw the AZ. Oh goodness.
Wow, if he grabs the DCE here.
So he's gonna Shaman, and now the question goes back to: do you Shaman loop because that puts the Trevenant Break up to 130, which is another Sky Return away from a knockout, or do you Rototiller 2 double colorless back? Well, I guess he needs to draw the double colorless first. That's the important part. We'll see. He still has a big deck, so it seems unlikely. But the way he was drawing double colorless at the beginning, who knows? Nope. We do see a Sycamore, though. But he really can't. I think he really has to save the AZ. I don't know. I haven't played too much Vespa with Vileplume, have you?
Yeah. Fred and I have had, I guess, like around 15 matches.
Okay. But you haven't played with it, you've played more against it?
Yeah, I've played against it. It's very interesting. You can just beat yourself sometimes.
Yeah. And you were saying earlier in those 15 games, you think it's about a 60-40 matchup? For Trevenant.
For Trev.
Trevenant's, I think most people agree that Trevenant's favored against Vileplume Vesquin, but it is still pretty close. So Isaiah does opt to use the AZ, save the Sycamore for next turn. Deciding what he wants to send up. I think this is probably a little bit better than anything else because it prevents the Combi from being tree slammed, getting knocked out. Or to a big effect. So Isaiah does opt to play the Vileplume down. Jacob has another Lysander though, just bringing up that Vileplume and Silent Fury, and that could be the end of the game.
Yeah.
And there it is. Isaiah's like, ugh. So Jacob's just going to sit there, Silent Fear. And so he's going to take 2 prizes, go down to 3 prizes left. Those Shamans and Vileplume need damage. Isaiah does have a Sycamore, so he'll be able to Sycamore for cards, but he's going to need to draw. I think he plays 2 AZ. So he's going to need to draw that AZ off a Sycamore. Otherwise,
I
this
just
game
want
is
to
pretty
see
much over.
some Shaman loop action.
Yeah.
That's what I came here for. Yeah, if he could Sycamore, grab an AZ, that's something.
Why is he not Sycamoring?
Wow.
Why did he not Sycamore? I'm really confused. Maybe he knows his second AZ is prized?
But even so, well, he could only play 1.
Yeah, he could only play 1. We're kind of assuming he plays 2. That's been pretty standard, I feel like. Fred played 2 in his list, right? Yeah. But yeah, that's a really weird play. Because otherwise, yeah, he needed a Sycamore. I agree. I mean, this is game over with. So I guess he has 2 more turns left.
Well, I think he has that. Does he still have Absol in hand?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I think he just wins.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked. Why did he not Sycamore there?
Maybe we can't. There's no way he has less than 7 cards in his deck. He barely went through anything. Oh, yeah, that's game. Absol. Yep. Isaiah's like, oh.
Yeah, they're
going through the motions. There we go, and that's it.
Cool.
And Jacob won there. So picking up his prizes, didn't look like there was an AZ in Isaiah's prizes. We'll have to talk to him after. We'll get back to you how many AZ he played, figure out why he didn't play that Sycamore on that last turn. But we will have a little bit of time for the next round, before the next round. So just a couple quick comments. Absol.
Wow.
Did a lot of work that game.
Absol showed up and, yeah, essentially just took over.
Yeah.
And really, Jacob won with 1 Trevenant.
1 Trevenant.
That's, I guess, all you need. The item lock is just too powerful.